Testing, testing. A refresh. Okay. Time for some replay reviews. I'm a little bit too tired for it. It's too hot. There we go. Already have the matches. Oh, this guy has been playing ranked all day. Ah, okay. Okay, let's look at these. How's the Jamie match somewhere? Jamie Murray. Okay. Let's just start from the top. Although, for some reason, the replays are played in reverse, so I will have to watch them one at a time and not group select them. Because the order of the replays does matter. Because your decision making in the first game is going to be different from the second. But we shall see. Taking a million years to load up, as per usual. I guess this happens on the first match. Every time I load up Street Fighter 6, my computer is a bit potato, but it is just good enough to run Street Fighter 6. I mean, I wish I could just always load up the training room and not have to like load all of these random props and environments that I don't care about.
Alright, you're on.
Interesting. Drive rush. I mean, you have an option to remove NPCs, so why not have an option to say, I only want to ever see the trading room stage. Anyway. Drive rush 5 HP. Yep. There we go. Your first mistake is not going for 2 MP. When you counter hit, you need to go into 2 MP here. It's probably 2 MP heavy arrow kick. That would be optimal. But it's not the easiest thing to react to. So I mean, I like to also do this one where you just go 2 5 LKs, 2 light kicks into light arrow kick drink. That's also a good combo for damage in a drink early on. These are very minor things that ultimately you should be aware of, but if you focus on improving these small things, the results won't be immediate. It won't be like the other person at a gold rank who I gave some tips to, and I was like, here's how you do a safe jump. And then he was like, thanks, I've started winning now. You're winning and losing at master rank. It's going to be very different from that. Okay. Sweep drink. I mean, a lot of this stuff is actually fine. Like, I actually watched a few of these replays earlier today, and I was like, huh, decent Jamie. You know, there wasn't too much in particular that you were doing that was wrong. But it's always the small windows of opportunity that people don't capitalize on. They miss winning around in other ways they could have. That's probably the main thing. So in other words, it's like combo conversions and recognizing when you can kill or not in the next interaction based off your combo starter. But generally, if you get a punish counter near the corner, you can kill the opponent most of the time. If they're at this HP and you have your resources available. Okay. This is exactly what you need to be doing, but just more consistently. Because there were some matches where you kind of turned one interaction into 3, which is 2 more chances for the opponent to get out of that situation. Unfortunate. Right here, I would probably just drive rush 5 HP. Oh. I wonder if there's a timing to it, maybe. I mean, there's that, but you have to delay it so much, and it's off of like a hard read. Ah, wonder if there's Okay. Seems like the Alex player can just throw out the haymaker with the armor. Okay, we'll just have to respect that. Although a player I wouldn't be respecting is someone who has 3 bars or less of drive. Now if that was a light arrow kick, you'll be doing stuff like this into 2 HP wrecker. That would be burnout. So that is something to think about, you know. If I choose this particular knockdown, because the actual H arrow kick knockdown is fine. You can do some decent stuff with it, but yeah, safe jump does present the option of burning out the opponent, which is a lot better because that would burn out and corner. So okay, kind of expecting jump heavy kick there. I wonder if it's worth doing this now. It's only drink level 3 and above. Hello DJ, how's it going? He's given up on Jamie. Washed up Jamie player. Like why? This isn't even gonna kill. Okay. So you go into SA3 to put someone into burnout. Like there's no point of going into SA3 if it doesn't kill the opponent or put them into burnout. If they're already in burnout, you know, things get a bit more, because like the other thing you could have done here was I think I just timed this. I mean it would be this into DI. You go for the stun play here. I just set the recording a little bit too late. Messed up the timings. You know, it would have lost to SA3 anyway. Sorry, SA1. Bit of a pointless driver's council. That is something to be aware of. Like, if you're gonna driver's cancel, like, what's the point? Like, cause you could just walk up with 5 HP and then have the same pressure, right? Like, you don't have to spend a driver's cancel to threaten a burnout opponent. Just seems like a waste of resources. Okay, good DP. Not too much the Alex player could have done there. Seems like you've won that round just because he's burnt out. Which I guess was because you spent the SA3, but I don't know. I'm very careful when I spend SA3 personally. It's only under some stricter conditions where if I can kill the opponent or put them into burnout. Because you could still make the stun play if the SE3 put them into burnout, so you still get all of the options that you would normally get, but you get a few more stronger options.
All right, you're on. Round one.
Is that heavy? What was that? Okay. Light or medium palm is a little bit better. It's just easier to get the plus on block spacing, and it's harder to react to. Just 17 frames is basically a driverish 2LP, so you could argue that that's kind of unreactable for people at this rank. Okay, 2 drinks. I'd be thinking, how can I recover drive? Because, I mean, I think some players just need a solid flowchart, and you can base all of your decisions off of what drive meter you have. And you could go very far in this game just based off of that. And that would be like a no thinking required game plan. You just watch the drive meter, and then you just make the pre-planned decisions, and then you've got a somewhat optimal Jamie. But you could do that with every character. Oh, very nice. This was too late, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could... A Shen Shao. The Shen Shao combo was dropped there. Unfortunate. I mean, this is a good way to recover from that bad situation. Getting the plus frames for 5 MP. Good stuff. We have a few new options with the new record knockdown, namely dash forward, driverish 5 HP, dash forward 6 HK, driverish overhead. Yeah. Especially driverish overhead. That one's like gone from +5 to +7 because it hits more meaty. Oh, I wonder here if... What if you could have killed her? I don't know what would be the best ender there. Because like one time I was spectating Azan, and he just did driverish 5 HP, driverish 5 HP, and it looked like he was trolling, but it actually built up a lot of carryover super meter. So maybe that's, you know, the driverish cancel is fine here. Not too sure which is better though. You'd have, yeah. You'd have to dab to that. That's just another very small thing. That's like a small optimization that. I guess the smaller optimizations you make to your gameplay, the less immediate reward you'll see. But over time, if you've optimized a lot of small things, then you'll start to rank up, you know, +100 MR on average or something. But, you know, it's hard to recognize when you're making improvements and when you're not. And that's what the replay reviews are for. I mean, I might even just driver's cancel here, like just driver's cancel again. Because if you Shen Shao combo here, you'll put the opponent into the corner, and it doesn't. At this particular drive meter range, +5 to +4, you can gain that resource back by throw looping the opponent. So spending it here is actually not too bad. It's weird because a lot of the time I say don't drivers cancel, but you know, if you can follow it up with some strong Oki, then it's pretty good. Like right here, this would be something like this. That's one throw. You know, it's like 2 throws and then you're back to where you were. But alternatively, you could also argue that you could go for a shimmy and just kill here as well from that position. So this is like you're 2 interactions away from winning, basically. It's what that driver's cancel means. It also you would go from +2 to +3. It's just a very, very strong reason to go for driver's cancel here, because you would set up your command. You could go for a command grab set up on the next interaction where it would potentially kill the opponent. So and you have level 2 as well, don't forget that. Which means like your kill threshold goes from here to like maybe here. If you land 2 HP OD palm. Okay. Alex's block strings, have to respect them a little bit. I mean, that's probably the case, like you play Alex, you understand how his block string works, and you never fall for it again. Yeah. I mean, like if you're gonna driver's cancel, like, because you could just do this every time. Like, why wouldn't you do this every time off of any driver's cancel? Yeah. Like, if you're gonna spend the resource, always go for the Zhechao combo. There's no reason not to. Especially when you're mid-screen, because that will corner the opponent and put you in a judo situation. Okay, get fucked. get stomped on. You don't get to play the video game. I'm +2. Okay. Like, you do it here. Oh. I mean, this is a bad SA3. Doesn't kill the opponent, doesn't put them into burnout. I mean, maybe it's mediocre at best. Like, it does quarter the opponent. Okay, drop that, lost the +4 key. Yeah. Okay. There wasn't a particular moment in those two sets that it felt like you missed lethal and you didn't go for something in otherwise in a situation where you'd otherwise win the game, because it doesn't happen as frequently as you would think. And I've watched a lot of replays of a lot of different players. Okay, Honda time. Okay, no jump 5 HK. Lots of jumping. Which isn't too bad against Honda and Blanca, because that happens. Okay. This is a fake command grab. Because if I play Honda, I know I can jab this. It's not true. You can't do that. That only works against, you know, people who don't understand the frame data. That is not a safe command grab. And also, if you were to go for a throw here, you also can't shimmy. So it's almost like the best option. Like, strictly speaking, the best option on the sweep drink is probably just striking the opponent, you know, 5 MP. Because the other options have some counterplay that is not very ideal. Like backdash into back throw, then you're in the corner. You know, it's a bit yikes. It's a good drive reversal. But you can beat that by doing a vertical jump instead of a forward jump. Like, if you were safe jumping the opponent and you had a read on their drive reversal, it's actually better to safe jump for a vertical jump, because the drive reversal won't side swap in that situation. Yeah. Which is a minor optimization to know about. I mean, as a defender, you can also do wake up sweep and you would side swap. It's quite good against Jamie players who go for dive kick in the corner. Okay. I mean, right here I'd be like, I'm low drive, but also one driver's cancel combo is gonna kill, so it's actually not too bad of a situation to be in. Okay. Drive rush into do nothing. We want to not do that. It's probably a lack of patience. It's like you're here, nothing happens, and then you feel like you have to drive rush in, but you can't do that. Full screen drive rush gets checked quite easily. Don't know about Honda, how easily Honda can deal with this, but we're just wasting a bar here. But the counter argument is, you know, who cares? because you're one driver's cancel away from winning anyway. It's not too bad. But I don't know. I think it's always good to optimize your Jamie where you can. I think you can target combo here. Yeah. And it's, well, it's better to go for jump light punch against Honda. That counters his armor, wake up armor move, should he choose to do it. Okay, you got the counter hit. Sorry, the punish counter. 5 HP. Yeah, right here. You're actually safe if you do this. You get some big damage. Yeah. You just can't go for jump heavy punch here. That is one of the annoying things about Honda. But our Rekka knockdowns got the Oki buffed in the corner. We got our command grab back in the corner for a grounded Rekka, which is 5 MP command grab. It used to be 2 MP. Now it's 5 MP command grab, which is very nice. I mean, this is some matchup knowledge that you probably should know at this rank. The jump light kick also works against Marissa. Okay, that was a good attempt on the light arrow kick. It's a bit harder to do on butts now. Why is this happening? This is interesting. Guess you gotta practice it more and try. I mean, you just smash 5, like, unless you're deliberately delaying the jump heavy kick in the air for better plus frames, meaning you can go to light arrow kick SA1 mid-screen. Like, unless you're doing that, which is significantly harder than just mashing, you know. I mean, if you delay or you don't delay, you actually get the Shen Shao combo anyway, so my preference in ranked would just be mashing jump 5 HK, because it would be way more consistent. Can't fuck it up. Okay. You know, Honda goes into super, whatever. Not too much, you could have done that. I mean, here's the funny thing, like, you know, I could point out these small optimizations, but even if you do it, technically you'd still kind of lose to players of this rank. You know, just doing DI and using SA3. It's not too much you can do other than you play in a very deliberate way, which is to kind of expect these wake up reversals and cheap tactics and just have an answer for it. Which is normally doing nothing, being patient, and neutral-ing the opponent. Yeah, I'm back. So what happened here? So you jump and you get caught? Oh, I had to sneeze. Like, why did you get caught there? Like, I wonder if you... I mean, like, you just do it a bit sooner. Yeah, okay. Oh, God. Okay. Trading. Oh, this was big. I mean, this was just safe shot. Or you know, maybe Rekka's better against Honda than going for the Rekka knockdown. Not too sure. Haven't labbed that out in particular if the wake up armor move actually beats 5 MP. Don't know. So at this point you've basically won the round. It's just a matter of what your next decisions are. We've lost the corner. Like right here. Why did you do that? But instead, you walk forward a bit. Like, it does lose the crouching medium kick, so, you know, it's kind of a positioning error here. I mean, being -1 in the corner is not ideal. Like, going for Oki is actually better than... Like it's almost worth just doing this. Like I could drive rush cancel here. Not even the palm actually, just doing like this would be really good. Oh, perfect. Because then you could do now this is actually now Jamie is actually one of the characters where you get punished for jumping out of the corner. But other characters just hit you with like a 2 HP anti-air, which is no big deal. But Jamie gets the whole combo and some good Oki afterwards, which is, yeah, Tensei kick after a throw is very strong. It covers vertical jump and forward jump. You could also jump heavy kick here. Like this guy's gonna jump. And you do something like this, right? Plus 16 is a drive rush. Throw. Or drive rush strike. Yeah. Like right here, this was kind of a pivotal moment here for the game. I'm only saying this because the opponent is burnt out here. Oh, okay. So right here. I mean, I might even consider a back throw here as well, just to get the opponent back in the corner. Ugh. I am holding back a sneeze, I bet. Oh god. Yep, back through here is gonna be quite good. So you drive rush cancel here. But it's not the shed shell combo. I mean, that would be a kill though, if only back guy. This should be the Shen Shell combo. I mean, you could also chain some drive rushes as well and put the opponent in the corner if you want to be a bit more flashy. Although the timing is quite difficult for this one, actually. It is possible with a delay. Yeah, and then you just keep doing that. That is actually the hardest way to do it. It's a lot easier to get a punish counter, 5 HK, OD command grab, or DI, dash forward, drive-ish, 2 LP. And you can chain as many juggles as you need to get the opponent to the corner. You can end with sweep drink. I mean, if you're gonna jump like this, wouldn't you just 2 HP here? And you can kill the opponent here, it's crazy. You get the read and you do this. Oh, okay, it's gonna be a bit more difficult. We don't build up enough meter for level 2. I mean, this is the other combo that does a lot of damage. Go for the Shen Shao. I mean, you could maybe not kill here, but you could definitely... Like 2 HP punish counter, 2 HP heavy palm, stuff like that. We're looking at like an extra 1000 damage. 1000, 1500 give or take that you've lost because you didn't go for jump 2 HP. Okay. Seems like Mr. Darezzi is too much of a coward to face the replay review straight on. But I'd also be very upset if I went on a big lose streak. But you know. I've lost so much in video games. Personally, I'm a bit indifferent to winning and losing. Anyway. Think OD kills her. Oh, it's close. What is this? Light arrow kick. I mean, if you use medium arrow kick, it's auto timed and you don't have to delay anything. Medium arrow kick, driver's overhead is a real thing. Okay. Modern Hunter is smashing. You can't perfect power or jump HK a butt slam. I would say at this point, this Honda player is being quite reserved with his headbutts. Like this jumping is not achieving anything. You need to drive rush in now. Like, you've already said to this Honda player, look, I'm ready for your random headbutts. But if he's not doing it, this has become a bit pointless. because you could actually be building drive by walking forwards and back, doing like a wiggle. I mean, you're full resources. You've got to be drive rushing in, man. So that's what I'm going to say. Oh, driver's cancel throw or something. Oh, what did I just see? Now, that punish counter gives me a Shenshou combo that puts me in a strike throw situation in the corner. So it was kind of really important you didn't whiff that. Oh, you could have gone for this as well. My favorite combo. This does 1 billion points of damage. There we go. This is 5k. Ah. Yeah, that's +4 in block. Bit of a waste of resources to do that. But anyway, lots of damage missed here. You know, this is for... It's probably the best time to spend SA2. Because if you wait too long in a match, you would actually get to SA3 and then you'll be building super meter without actually gaining anything because you're maxed out. So spending there is probably the best thing to do. You can SA1 there. Oh, another Shenshou. Oh my god. Yeah, you can Shenshou off that combo as well. I always do double palms, it just does the most damage and it's very resource efficient. Anyway. So these are the situations. I mean, this was... I could understand why you might miss this in the moment. But the previous one, Honda whiffs a throw in front of your face. No excuses there where you couldn't punish counter that. Especially at Master Rank. This should be a jump heavy punch right here. Like if you're gonna jump and gamble, go for the biggest reward, go for the biggest cash out. Because right here it's... I mean, it would be punish counter OD palm, so... Yeah. Like OD palm SA1 would also get rid of his... Maybe put him into burnout. That's another... Right here. You have a meaty driver's throw after that one, which is very handy. Not many players go for that, but it's very strong. there wasn't really like a clear answer to why, you know, you're struggling at 1500. So it just has to be all of these small things that I'm pointing out. And well, mainly missing the punish counter opportunities. That's a big one. I mean, that was a routing error. Right here, you went for 2 MP, but you should go for 2 HP and plus 10. This would be better. Because every time I see Wrecker into SA3, I throw up a bit. It is not very elegante. Yeah, I've seen enough. Or one DJ. I mean, this Sagat will be interesting. Sagat does pose a significant threat for Jamie players, because you can't quite mindlessly rush a Sagat player. All of his buttons will outrange you, so you have to be a bit more deliberate in your approach. You've got to whiff punish. With like sweep is like big buttons. That's kind of the way to go. This guy. 200k LP versus 100k. Double the experience. But the actual strength of a player is not only determined with the amount of games you play. You might actually be doing training drills or playing in custom rooms with high-level players. So one thing to note is that you can always be ready for like you have a free sweep drink with punish there. Like whenever he does like a poke, you sweep it basically. Okay. There's a slight mistake there. Mistake is you walked back here. That's a mistake. No walking back. You gotta walk forward and drive rush in. I mean, walking back there is such a microscopic mistake, but it is a mistake nonetheless. Whoa, 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 you're burnt out already. What happened? Okay. Driver's cancel for a drink. Okay, fine. Bit of a risk. Driver sweep, huh? Okay. I like what you should be doing here is just this. I mean, this would be good as well. The one thing you do not want to be doing is burning yourself out. Like OD Palm, Wrecker, Those are your options. Driver's cancel here. It might give you the most damage, but it's you gotta think about all of the future interactions, because you cannot kill the opponent in one interaction. 2 interactions is like the maximum pretty much for every character. But you need to think about the context of the, you know, like the whole game. It's like, when I get this knockdown, how am I gonna manipulate the opponent in such a way so that I can win in 2 or 3 interactions? That's what you're constantly trying to do at higher levels of play. But when you driver's cancel here, it just takes away some of your options. Say like if you were aiming for lethal and you driver's cancel too soon and burn yourself out, like your lethal goes from here to like here, just because you can't driver's cancel. So holding on to your drive until the very last interaction when you can kill the opponent is a skill or a sense that you should be developing, especially at master rank. I mean, this is the sort of thing like a diamond player would do, spending the resources as quickly. With a bit more confidence, I'm pretty sure you don't even need to spend drive to win in this game. But it takes a tremendous amount of effort to play like that. Okay, very nice. The only thing drive meter management gives you is the ability to lethal the opponent at higher thresholds of HP. So okay, round start jump. Oh, this is another situation where you can like walk back. You know, you can just be like, it's actually very good against the get. Like, he has a lot of range, but his hurt box on recovery is also bigger, so, you know, there's a trade-off to these things. It's a little bit, it's the same with the darezzi matchup, and you walk back 2 HP. Right here as well, because Sagat can't driver's cancel, you can kind of force your turn there. It does lose to a jump, but I mean you can stop that with driver's 2 OP. People don't really expect you to drive rush after that 5 HP. Oh no. Okay. Now what are you gonna do in the corner? Okay, nothing good. That was a more reasonable driver's cancel. Spending it there to force a mix-up to get you out of the corner was worth doing. Okay, we have a dive kick. Like, if you see the startup of and we do something like that. I mean, I actually do this a lot, where maybe not in this but I'll back up a lot from this range and just start jumping. And if the opponent fireballs, I can transition into a dive kick, a heavy dive kick, and hit them. Hey Alpha. Hey Alpha Clunk, how's it going? I do need to make a drink actually. I don't have herbal tea, I have green tea. Actually gone off yeah. I was chilling for most of the weekend, and then I was like, hopefully I can have enough energy from, you know, napping and stuff. But I'm actually in hospital all the time, so my illness makes me very tired. So yeah, I got the energy today to do a stream. Maybe not play, but I just really want to do replay reviews. I enjoy it a lot. Anyway, this particular player was exactly like me, by the way. Same rank. And then he's like, what am I doing that's wrong? And it seems like, apart from the obvious mistakes, there's just lots of small mistakes. Lots of small chances that people of this rank, including myself, don't capitalize on. Anyway, our wreck is very annoying. Okay, and you're dead? Not quite. Oh, SA3 here. Sorry, drive impact. I don't know about this. Because if this DI does work, you can follow up with a side swap combo that's quite difficult with the timing. Like, the only way you're winning this round is if you get the opponent in the corner. So I do see the vision with this DI. I do understand why you're going for it. I think you can also do drive rush cancel, tensei kick, dive kick, and you'll end up on the other side. And you can dash forward, command grab a 5 MP. That is another option, but it's expensive. Okay, that was a good attempt on the sweep. Okay. Another thing to note is that if the opponent drive rush cancels, now if you were to spend your resources, the opponent would burn out before you do. So this is the time when you need to press the attack. This is when you need to potentially take a risk to approach the opponent, but you want to put them into some sort of block string here. Like you know, you start doing this. But it's kind of up to you when you go in. I mean, you could also do a jump in 2 HP Wrecker, OD Wrecker. Wrecker did get buffed this patch. Well, that DP is just minus 30 MR. You've lost. I can stop watching the replay here. Hypothetically, if this Sagat was better, he would just SE3 and kill you here. But you can't rely on the opponent dropping a combo to, you know, win games. Always assume that your opponent will do the most optimal thing. So you had another chance that game. But unfortunately, if the opponent has SA3, you do not fucking reversal. If it, like, that's just a rule, man. Okay, if you are one throw away from death, ODGP, there's no harm in that. You're dead anyway. But if you're 60% and the opponent, you know, has full resources, that's like the optimal SA3 time. You're like handing them the perfect conditions to win the game. So you could say in that last game, you could make a rule which is, I'm gonna DP at full HP or at 10% HP. You never do it at 60%, just because that's the, you know, the optimal situation for I do play Sagat and Bison, so a little bit, not too much, but enough to understand the general game plan. This Bison might be interesting. I mean, some of these one and dones actually have a bit more merit to watching them, because they might just be like, you lost the gimmicks and then you can, you know, lab. You can just do what I'm doing and hop into replay takeover and lab out the stuff, right? A modern Bison has one thing to take note of straight away. How much LP do they have? Are they a modern or classic player? Okay. Round start, jump back. I already know the type of player this guy is. You know? He's a bad player. Air quotes bad player. So you throw out a jab, which is something high level Jamie players do. Very nice. Truly unfortunate. It's very funny that hit you actually. Okay, does it again. I mean, the second time, I mean, don't you just block that? Okay. The third time? I mean, also you could do like DI drink, you know, and then get the opponent into burnout. The fourth Psycho Crusher. And my prediction of this guy being bad was quite accurate. I don't think you should lose to this guy. But depending on the, you know, if you're tilted, you might as well just lose to this guy. Okay. There's a slight mistake here. You missed the... Five LK, 2 LP, you can do that when you punish counter. What is his inputs? It's crazy. Mashing up back heavy punch. I mean, it also might be the case here. Like, you're in control of the round, roughly. Something happens. right here. I think this is a moment where you need to just chill out a little bit. Block like your full resources, so you can block like a whole block string and not care. It's a very safe position to be in. Well, not very safe, you're near the corner, but still. You know, if you just like, how much do you lose if you block here? I mean, maybe 1.5 bars? Oh, he's doing the auto combo, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you jumped. That is a mistake. Like, you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna jump here, there's gonna be no problems with that, but you did a jump, he did a random Psycho Crusher. And if you stay on the ground, this random stuff doesn't hit you, is what I'm saying. So you need to be a bit more disciplined and self-aware with when you're giving up control of your character. Is the risk reward better? And generally speaking, doing nothing just beats random opponents most of the time. If you play in a slow and more structured way. Because unfortunately, if you try and push your turn against these players, they just win by accident, and then you feel really stupid, but you are a good player, so something to be aware of. Yeah. Because if you're like, oh, I need to beat this guy, and then you start mashing, you start spending your resources, it's a bit of a mistake. Because you want to be spending your resources when you know you'll get a combo, or when you're whiff punish. You don't want to spend your resources on the chance or maybes, you know? That's the mistake. And I suppose you'll play faster with time, but yeah. 5 MP, very greedy, but you see that at higher ranks. I saw Narrow, you know, the Jamie player everyone looks up to. He does like 2 MK after drivers 5 HP. Because you could 2 LP, and the threat of that gives you time to go for something a bit more greedier. Oh look, you jumped again. Why are you jumping here? If only this was Uni 2 and you could dash block and air block. Interesting. So I'm just holding down back here, and you were safe. And 2 HP. Okay, so I guess you mistimed something and the Psycho Crusher hit you. Unfortunate. Okay. 100 Shen Shell combos in the training room. That's what you've been assigned. I'm just not impressed you dropping the Shen Shell combo. Your master rank? Come on. You know what you should do here? The correct thing to do is this. Keep it simple. 2 HP DI. I mean, there's other ways to do it. Not impressed. Look, man. It was... Someone was like, Obi, you're sugarcoating your reviews. So I'd thought I'd be a bit more mean today. But there's some, you know, there's some problems that are just solved with training and practice. So, like, if you're doing a conversion into a combo off of some random stuff that happens in neutral, that's fine. But if it's a punish counter and it's basically a free punish counter combo, that is no different from the training room. That environment, your opponent can't do anything. They can't press any buttons when they're in the juggle state. So, which is why I'm not impressed. Anyway, you had a burnout here, which is... Which means, you know, no OD Psycho Crushers, which is kind of scary. Like, this guy is just throwing them out. And look at this. Okay, he did OD Devil's Reverse. That's so random. But look, this guy built up 1 bar of drive from like nothing happening on the screen. So... if he was burnt out, he would get no drive meter again. He would just get like a bit of... So, passively, you'll gain back drive if nothing happens. But if you're burnt out, passively gaining the burnout, I think, is a bit slower. Or it's a bit less impactful than actually getting drive. Because with drive meter, you know, if you go over the 3 bar threshold, that's like a drive rush cancel without burnout, which is significant in your decision making. So, something to watch out for. I mean, at this point, wouldn't you just 5 HK this guy? Oh, sorry, wrong. You know, you just walk up to this guy, start doing this. Essentially, when you 5 HP to OP loop, you're locking down all of this guy's options. He only has a well-timed backdash or a reversal SA1. Like those are his options, or SA3. Maybe SA2. You might have time to block there. Jump 5 HK missed. I don't want to say it, but you can SA3 here and kill the opponent, which is worth doing. So that would be a good SA3. You've killed the opponent if you do that. Okay. I mean, you'll gain back the resources. Plus, this guy is such a passive player that it's unlikely he'll be in a situation where he is even gonna threaten you with drive. His super meter. Like this guy, I don't know, he might auto combo into something, but there's a damage penalty for doing that, so it's kind of whatever. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Maybe it's the dust in my room. I don't know, man. It's keep sneezing all the time. It's not good. So I don't know about the jumping here. It is good against Bison players, but the crazy thing is that, you know, you have a throw drink on all of those blocked Psycho Crushes. So, so jumping is not the best option. You almost want him to hit you because it guarantees you'll punish. But if you jump, you have to worry about the timing and spacing of things. So, yeah, not the best. Not the best outcome. You missed the... Alternatively, you have this option of level 2. I'm like the only Jamie player to use that. I might as well name that combo after myself, because nobody does it but me. But it's very, very strong. Where are we? So we get the counter hit. Yeah. Look at the scaling on this. 57%. It goes down even lower. Okay, it's 50%. If this was critical art, this would be fine. But with SA3, it's like... the damage was even above 4,000 and you spent all of your super meter. That's terrible. Oh, you had a good option here as well, which is just... I'm surprised that I didn't burn out. But you can DI. That's so you can get a command grab there. But this guy jumps. I mean, in the case of this player, you just do like 5 MP. Go into a safe jump. Unlike Honda or Marissa, I don't think Bison has any ways out of a safe jump. It is a perfect parry. Like you have to perfect parry Jamie's 2 HP, which is doable with practice. That is one of the downsides to some of the more structured pressure, is that you can get perfect parried if the opponent has labbed out that scenario, which not many players would do. Like, too many players are just like, I'm just going to play the game and maybe I'll get better, maybe not, but they don't actually study the game properly. Because if you know why you're doing stuff, that is a billion times better than playing based off feeling. Another reason why... Oh, 2LP also. Okay. This Ken knows what he's doing, I guess. He's played against enough Jamies to have an answer to a drive rush round start. But you know, if they do this, this is a free drink for you, by the way. Because like you just round start drink, so I mean, yeah, maybe not the best round start option on the first game, but on the second game you drink. Okay, one throw, two throws. Unfortunately, we don't have target combo. So notice what's happened here. You're now one in, like, this is like one driver's cancel into, this is like Shen Shao combo. And the quarter. Oh, not quite. But the point I'm making is that the Ken backed up way too much. And then this jump has caused a side swap that will push you into the corner faster, which is a mistake. Like, if the opponent is giving up space and is walking themselves to the corner, you want to stay on the ground to ensure that you don't side swap. And this is a way to pressure the opponent by doing nothing, literally nothing. You're just walking them down. Like, if you want to jump, it's like radical jump, but then Ken just drive rush DP on reaction and you still lose. People of that rank will do that. 1500 to 1600, approaching high master and grandmaster. Sorry, grandmaster is a bit too high. A 1600 player would be ready for that. Like, I would be like, why is this Ken backing up so much? It is good. It does make you miss space at drive rush 5 HP. But it's, you know, this is, you kind of have to heavy. There you go, heavy dive kick. So if you jump here, if you do a normal jump, you're safe. But on reaction, if you see the fireball, you can safely go into heavy dive kick and get a punish counter here. It's a full screen jump here is relatively safe, but it's in range of the dive kick. You have some options here. You can drive rush off of that perfect parry. The second option, you had level 2 here. And then you can go for one of the new setups of this patch, which is if you hit a grounded record now, you're a bit more plus and you can 5 MP to frame kill and command grab. It's actually an old bit of tech. They took it away in Season 1. Season 2, no changes there, and then Season 3 they gave you the setup back with a different frame kill. It used to be with 2 MP plus 7, but now it's with 5 MP plus 6, which is a little bit better because you can heavy arrow kick on plus 6 and clash with a 4 frame, which is, I mean, you gotta be a bit of a crazy guy to do that. get your arrow kick blocked. So that is a general skill that I'm pointing out here is, you know, you can perfect parry, option select a drive rush behind it. So the way that works is you drive rush into the fireball, but the startup of a drive rush is always a parry. So you can do stuff like, if you're in the corner, you could do like wake up drive rush and you'll end up perfect parrying any meaty attack. But in the fireball situation, your drive rush will come out and potentially counter hit or punish counter the opponent, which is very strong. But just being ready with a 2 MP drive rush cancel, that will be important for your future games. Or just like stopping drive rush is going to be important when you approach high master and grandmaster. Random sweep gets punish counted. Don't do that. Problem solved. Instantly 2k MR and Jamie. You just pressed the wrong button at the wrong spacing here. Like, you see the backdash here. And then I know that I'm out of range, so I gotta, like, my stubby medium punch and 2 MP, they're not gonna reach. I gotta go for a kick or a 5 HK. I mean, also in this situation, you see the backdash and then you're like, okay, go for like walk back. That's actually a bit harder than, I mean, more likely it's like you just walk back and do this. It's kind of a punish count, like I wouldn't call that a free because you do have to recognize the situation, but it's definitely one of the easier punish counters. Because if the Ken backs up, he also has to press a slow button. But if you know he's going to press, or could press, because that's his only option, because it's like, okay, he has to press a slow button. The other thing he can threaten me with is like a drive rush, but I'll check the drive rush. Like, I don't want to get my drive rush checked. So then you would think that the safest option would be to 5 HK. It's probably medium risk, I wouldn't call it safe, but you can predict that ahead of time and just have your punish counter with punishes prepared. Anyway. I'm only pressing 2 MK a bit more than 5 MP. Because you're not playing close enough to the opponent where 5 MP is gonna hit. Driver sweep. Okay, don't do that. Overhead. Overhead is a good option to tap parry. It does punish counter. I wonder if you did it sooner, it punish counters. Okay. So you get a plus 33 knockdown here. That's plus 33. Punish counter is plus 45, and you can do like punish counter sweep, light palm, command grip. Which is, it's very funny. But if we delay this a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, he's holding the parry. Actually, yeah, there we go. I knew it. So I took control of the game and tapped parry and the punish counter. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I could surmise that if that overhead did not punish counter, because I know it punish counters on a tap parry, therefore I know he's holding it. That means I can walk up and throw this guy. Potentially. I mean, you know, the timings might be... But it is a very safe throw, actually, to go for a throw there. Oh, God. Oh, wait, you do go for a throw. But the pushback means that you're slightly out of range. Truly unfortunate. It was the right decision to throw there. I'm not sure what the second throw was. You know. Okay. He gets... One of the most annoying things in this game is that players get rewarded too much for gambling on jump-ins. They get 30-40% every time. It's so stupid. Don't particularly want to look at shadows. We'll find a Jerry match. Maybe the Rashids. I was also wanting to watch a few games of this gold player, whom I gave a notepad review to. He implemented some of the changes, and I was curious to how effective it was. Because he was saying he was winning, so have a quick look after this. I'll start jump. Don't do that. Okay. Driver's cancel for a drink. Worth doing. It's worth it. A DP, like, come on. This is like the... it's a bit more tricky. Okay, got the drivers. Oh. Interesting. Okay, this is really interesting. So you get the drink here, and the mistake you make is, why are you walking back? Because that time, one step back means that you have to take an extra step forward to punish this. I don't know. Like, if I were you, I'd just... I mean, this is the ideal result. You start like... Jamie is not a character that, like... The option here at this point, if you walk back, is drink. It's like 2 drinks. Let's see. Okay, you get 1 drink. It's like walk back and drink, or punish counter 5 HK OD palm sweep drink in the corner. Which is better? Well, obviously it's the option that gets your opponent into the corner. So, I mean, I am making some assumptions here, so, you know, take that advice with a grain of salt, but you should be positioning yourself in such a way so that if the random opponent does the random stuff, you can punish it optimally. That's what I'm getting at. As a backdash. I wonder if it might not be dash anymore. I need to check this. What is it? It's 19 for a forward dash. I have to open up the calculator. 31 minus 19. This is how I do all of my mapping. 12. Interesting. But, okay, so if we're plus 12 instead of plus 8, no, sorry, plus 10. It used to be plus 10, but now we're plus 12. So... So we have dash forward 6 HK, which at plus 12 will clash with a 4-frame button. But I don't think anything has changed. Because if you look at 5MP, it's plus 4 active frames, plus 7 startup frames, so it actually ends up being plus 12. So I don't like... Here's the thing, before the patch, that would hit someone backdashing. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I guess there's 1 frame of invincibility for a backdash, so when you hit on the last active frame on plus 12, it... Interesting. I mean, we can just swap that out to 5MP. But it's gotta be... So the only benefit of that was that you could link into crouching heavy punch off of a non-counter hit 5MP, which is why I'm still trying to find a way to get plus 10 or plus 11. I mean, doing nothing here is... It's okay, I guess. You could just punch him in the face. That would be better. Okay, driver's cancel. This is one choice that any opponent makes that lets me know I've won the game already. If I see anyone driver's canceling, I can put them into burnout relatively soon, and a burnt out opponent can't really win in Street Fighter 6. They have to get lucky and survive. Trading stocks is good. You're better off for doing it against Jury. You already know what I'm going to say. Hop into the trading room. So the problem with this is that you delayed here, or you delayed here on the 5 HP, and there was a buff in the previous patch, I think in the Alex patch, there was a buff to the knockback of 5 HP where it gave you like 2 extra frames, but you can lose that instantly. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta practice this a lot more. Easy to drop, this one. Get out too. You can drink here if you want to gamble. Like when Jerry throws out a fireball, you can drink. Because the fireball won't hit you before you finish the drink. And then the act of doing the fireball puts Jerry in enough recovery where the drink is basically free. Yeah. So if it was the flowchart Jamie, you could say that every round has a driver's cancel drink at some point. Sorry, driver's cancel throw drink. It will happen at some point in the round. It is one of the easiest ways to get your first drink and start snowballing. And with that in mind, you can plan ahead and be like, I'm gonna spend a driver's cancel at this point in time when the opponent does this. So I would start thinking about that. Developing a drive meter spending plan, I suppose, and sticking to it. Whilst you can not spend drive to win Street Fighter 6. I mean you can, it's just too hard. But having some stricter guidelines to when you spend so that you're getting the maximum value, the maximum potential value for each drive rush spend is gonna help a lot. I mean, this should be the Shen Shao combo. This would leave the opponent in the corner and +4. Like if you drivers cancel, there's no reason not to Shen Shao every single time. If you want to be a gamer, you can say fuck your fireball. You can drive rush over this. can drive rush overhead Terry's fireball as well. You can also ODDP over fireballs. What else? It's probably just those two things. But the drive rush overhead is only for Terry and Jerry's fireballs. The timing is very difficult though. So right here, I'd be like, should I be holding parry to get my drive back? Or, you know, what can I do to get my drive back quickly? Because I'm below the 3-bar threshold. It's why 5MK Wrecker is good at this distance. It's good at time wasting. You can threaten to loop it again and get a counter, which, like right here, you can just be like, cool, I'm just gonna, and look at your drive meter when you do that. Same sort of idea if you're a fireball character and you just throw out fireballs, you just build your resource back, and the opponent's resource stays where it is, because they're parrying or blocking a fireball. Okay, this is very close to burnout. There we go. You know, I was thinking about this lately. In this situation, where the next interaction will kill, do you really need to take the drink here? Like, wouldn't you just do this and kill the opponent? But this is one interaction. 2 interactions. Well, hypothetically, you could win off of 1 interaction there. Like, it's not like you need drink level 4. Like, there's not really a reason why you'd go into it here. So you could say it's a slight bad habit. A very minor bad habit, which is always going for drinks. Going for a drink when you could otherwise kill the opponent in the next interaction is what I'm talking about. What happened? Okay, just SA1'd you? Too bad. You know? Oh. I'm checking the Discord, see if I missed anything. Missed anything important. New cash out combo, okay. I mean, people tend to try and optimize cash out combos, but if it's generally above 6k, you know, it's whatever. But like, in what situation where you need to be super optimal and getting 600, 900, like 6,800, 6,900? It also is very situational as well. Anyway. Let's try and finish this replay review properly. Back to focusing on this. Why are we jumping? Ask yourself that question. This is like, please anti-air me, I want to lose the game. I drive reversal when I jump in. This would indicate to me that I should jump in a lot more. Like, why would you drive reversal if you have a ODDP? Maybe go for the second drink. If Drew throws a fireball here, you've got the second drink. I mean, why would you go for the dive kick bait if this person hasn't even attempted to anti you with their DP properly? So this is a wasted action. You could save this for drive rush 2RP. You know, you could be doing other things. You have to be careful when you knock the opponent down. Because if you drive rush and press a meaty button or jump in like this, a ODDP will beat those options clean. So now would be the time to, like right here, you'd be like, oh, maybe not. I guess this depends on the character. So, you know, if this was Sagat or Ryu who have more vertical DPs, you could maybe get away with the light dive kick there. But not against Jury. I didn't know that. Essentially, there's a time to jump, and it is more risky after a knockdown. You could say that when you knock the opponent down, they've got a heightened sense of awareness and focus for the next 2 seconds. So your options are do nothing, pretend to do something, and try and bait out one of their instinctive responses and get a punish count of 5 HK. No 5 HK? That's fine though. Ooh. You better drive rush 2 HP DI. Okay. You've made the correct decision, but so what you should have done is a mid-screen, you must delay the drive rush 2 HP. This does work. You have to hit the drive rush 2 HP a bit lower down, but otherwise it does work. And in the corner you don't need a delay. And it's slightly more important near the corner to not delay it because you get more height on the combo, which means your OD pump follow-up can drive rush 2 HP properly. Just one of the inconsistencies that Jamie has. I mean, if you wanted to be an arsehole, you could also just... I don't know, maybe go for that. But this is like, we need to recognize this situation. Because this would be corner and burnout, and then you just win the game automatically, pretty much. But you didn't get that. And even worse, the opponent's out of the corner now. However, considering their drive, it's still quite a significant advantage, but I don't know, when they hit SA3, you'll lose it. So you have to beat the opponent before they build up their super meter. That's what the situation is here. Oh, why are we DIing here? Punish counter with CA, and then Jury gets back 2 bars of drive. You do have some options as well here. Oh, I see what's happened. So you have to buffer the drive rush during the OD palm animation. So you start drive rushing here. So there's a technique where you buffer your inputs 5 to 6 frames before, so that they come out on the first frame. It's kind of like the OD Fireball SA3 stuff that Shotos can do, and Ingrid. Because this game does let you do that. Yeah. It's not like you have to wait for your animation to end to then drive rush. You can input the drive rush during the OD perm animation, and that makes that combo way, way easier. But you know, it could also be like nerves and other things, and like if you've been playing for like, if I've been playing for like an hour, I will start dropping things as well. Oh yeah, there was another replay review that I wanted to do. It was for Widget again, to review some of the ranked matches. Because the guy was spending a lot of time in tournaments and custom rooms, but not adjusting for ranked. Which would make some of the replay reviews interesting to watch and analyze. Because it's the mindset of a tournament player coming into ranked, and then it's like, this guy would be winning, but final game, this jury match. Oh, jumping again. Incorrect buzzer sound. I do like to see the double drink. I wonder if we can driverish overhead. Trying to get the timing for it, but it's not easy. There's a few frames where you're in the air and you don't have a lower hurt box. It does work. You'll just have to trust me on that one. But the timing is quite difficult. Safe jump, very nice. That could be another knockdown into Wrecker Oki or another safe jump, but you missed it. You should always buffer the Wrecker, because on hit or on block, your follow-up will actually be rewarded. Like right here, you buffer a driver's cancel. Like driver's cancel 5 MP. Or buffer wrecker here. Was that a heavy wrecker? Interesting. So you tried to heavy wreck there. I would medium wrecker over heavy wrecker personally. The gap is a bit smaller, but I don't know, it's kind of personal preference. Because heavy wrecker is slower and has some built-in frame spaces for frame traps, but the medium wrecker doesn't. It has some true block strings when you use medium wrecker, which is a bit more useful when you want to go for some drive damage pressure, because the gaps mean the opponent can not perfect parry, but the opponent can hold parry and screw you over quite hard. No Shen Shell combo. This is extremely good to see. You mentioned this setup in the Discord and you're actually using it in game. And this is the core sort of learning loop you need to do. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, but you have a concept. You find something in the training, like you lab something out. So you're like safe jump, dash forward, light palm is +1. And then it gives you this strike throw, and it's like, great. Actually implementing it in a real game is the most important thing to do for your improvement. Yeah, I was happy I recognized that. Unfortunate. Random DI. One wrecker is -3 on block and it's safe. You don't have to commit to the second or third wrecker unless you want to do some high-level mind games, which I guess is funny when it works out. Okay. You see how you're jumping back when what you really should be doing is... Great, the opponent has fucked up. They've just spent 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 bars of drive, so I want to stay on the ground. Oh, they're burnt out, and then I win the game. Right? And if you back jump here, you're not threatening the opponent's drive meter. Like, you gotta stop backing up when you really should be going in. That's what I'm saying. It's quite important that you don't not pressure the opponent's drive when you can. You should also think you should, with the way that you're throwing out 5 MPs, they should be 2 MKs or 5 MKs, you know? Something with a bit more range. You can throw on the counter hit 5 HP. Walk up throw is a reasonable option. Oh. You had time to line arrow kick there, just so that you know. There is a trading drill that you can do. You set up a strike throw situation, make the dummy vertical jump, forward jump, do nothing, and you just wait for them to vertical jump and anti-air them accordingly. And I think getting into the habit of knowing when people jump like that would be important for getting out of this low master rank. Because I see it a lot when I play as well. It's like kind of this fake pressure. Yeah, it's understandable though, because this technically would be a punish counter jump in for the opponent. But it just doesn't work if you're plus enough. You go for a throw. When you're between plus 1 and 4 frames. Unlucky, but could be worse. I mean, this doesn't kill. Not the best SA3, but you did put the opponent into the corner, so it's okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think the opponent can jump that. There's actually a additional combo that you can. So if you 2MK DI and the opponent jumps, the DI would still hit them, but it would hit them late into their jump frames. So you can actually follow up with 2 HP heavy arrow kick, OD DP, so OD arrow kick. And that is a situation in otherwise where you couldn't get the double DP combo or the double dragon combo or whatever it's called. But you can set it up with 2MK DI, I think. So I labbed that out one time. It's a bit of edge case knowledge, I guess.
Jamie wins.
Okay. That was 2 hours. Oh boy. And the guy's still playing. What a gamer. Since the replay review, he's just played another 10 games. Oh. Interesting. Interesting modern. I am tempted to review this game in particular. I think this one will be interesting. You do have to pay attention to games against higher level players, because the reason why you lost against a higher level player is more because you're playing bad than you punishing the opponent. So it's easier to pick out mistakes. I'm not sure what modern Ed players do, if I'm being honest. I think only people in Japan play modern Ed. But we'll see. No drivers round start? It doesn't matter what rank they are, just driver shed them. Okay. This is the range that you want to be at. Any closer is the ideal range for Ed that you want to avoid. So if the Ed player throws out a slow fireball, you actually get your drink here. So right here, you get your drink. And the funny thing is, oh, maybe if that was a lower ranked Ed, the Bakai would work. But in this case, he's created a situation where if you were to drink Bakai, he covers that. Oh, that's not a safe jump. Oh look, you can walk out of it. Look at that, it's like magic. I'm just holding forward there, but you could probably dash. Interesting. How interesting. So you can hold forward, and then like on the very last few frames, somehow you side swap. Which is not too sure I can say that would consistently happen every time. There we go. And then you follow up with a strike throw. You go for 5 HK here, but Ed's you're in Ed's danger zone, you know. Like, you need to walk out of range. It's a small adjustment, just walking back before you 5 HK. Because you can assume that because you're in Ed's ideal range, he will press a button, meaning you can walk back and get your punish counter quite easily. Very nice. +4 on the corner. Perfect. If you were to DI there, you probably would win the game. But, you know, it's a bit of a hypothetical. I guess you could gamble, but ideally we try to avoid that. As fun as it may be. Having fun is not the same as winning matches. Again. I think you can just vertical jump here. Oh, it doesn't side swap you, okay. Full resources and you're not driver's canceling? Like right here? Yeah. If you're full resources, you gotta spend it. That's it. It's a rule. Oh, look at this. Good stuff. Maybe you beat the Ed player, that's why it's a one and done. You can see that happening. I would not be pressing a -3, personally. Okay, that was a delay to it. I mean, you could always, like... I'm minus, the opponent knows I'm minus, therefore I'm going to tap or hold parry. It's kind of a way to bait the opponent into comboing you on block, and you just hold parry and gain 2 bursts of drive. Why are we DIing here? If the DI works out, I don't burn out the opponent. If the DI gets blocked, I lose 1.5 bars of drive and have to guess in the corner. Now, if the Ed had this much drive, like half a bar of drive, if I was to DI, win or lose, I'm burning him out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could side swap on the DI as well, but it's very unlikely that this Grandmaster Ed player will throw out a move that's slow enough at this range that would lose to DI. Which is why it's strange that you're going for a DI here. If the Ed was to back up or charge flicker, the DI would make more sense. That's a direct counter to it. But here it's like, I'm just going to DI based on my reactions or instincts. Well, not reactions, it's just like, I'm going to DI right now no matter what. And sometimes it is worth listening to those intuition. But it's also one of the reasons why you throw games, so be very careful, or spend more time observing yourself and notice when you get these thoughts to gamble. Because sometimes those gambles will pay off, and if you listen to your intuition, when you really, like if you get a really strong sense to make a decision that just comes up out of nowhere during a match, you should definitely act on it, because it will probably work out 90% of the time, because your mind is doing background calculations and it will let you know when you can gamble. Or at least that's how I do it. But in this case, it just feels like there wasn't too much thought of this DI. So if your DI gets blocked, opponents jump, I don't know why. Which means you can actually just do this straight away. Oops. Oh, this is like max range stuff. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Oh. It's interesting, isn't it? There's not enough block stun to stop the edge from walking back. Well, there's a bit of a gap in between. See, this is why you should go for the wrecker. Like right here, go for heavy wrecker. I mistimed it. This is like cancel into record time. Ed could probably get a bit more damage there as well. He went for the meterless combo. That beats SA1 reversals. One thing to note against Ed is that you can SA1 reversal Ed players because they'll put a fireball above your head. And fireballs beat SA1. Oh. On reaction, you see the parry. Can you do something like that? By the way, you can also Bakai flicker. Like if Ed flickers you, you can Bakai it. Just it counts as a projectile for some reason. So in theory, Ed charges Ed charges flicker and you just heavy Bakai. And at that point he has to cancel his Bakai or like yeah, probably it's a strange time where you can actually just H Bakai right in front of the opponent. Okay. Not the worst ODGP, but to be honest, what is it? You know, where's the threat? This guy just whiffed a special move. There's no way he's gonna be able to follow up after that. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you DP here? Just seems a bit weird. There's almost no pressure to like make you do this. Overall, you could also say that avoiding unforced errors will carry you up the ranks very effectively. Imagine this, you don't make any mistakes, but you also don't play exceptionally well, but your opponent just makes some critical mistakes, 1 or 2, and that's all you need to win rounds. And you know, with that mindset, you can go very far in this game, considering how volatile it is. doesn't kill you, I'll be happy with this SA3. Okay. That gave you like 5 extra chances to win the game, which is a good example of why you should save SA3 to kill the opponent. There wasn't any particular mistakes really. It was just like Ed's longer range buttons catching you off guard, but you know, that's just sad really. Though this guy did get nerfed, apparently. Okay, I think it's time to move on to the next player. There he is. Let's see what this guy's been up to. Oh. Guess he hasn't played since the patch. Okay then, I guess we go to widget. Unfortunate that each season your replays get wiped. Oh no, widget doesn't have any games either. Ah, okay then. Guess I'll call it there for the time being. Possibly play some ranked myself, depending on how tired I am. But that'll be it for the replay review. I think I did a pretty okay job. Hopefully there was enough extra knowledge there that next time you can, you know, watch that back and absorb all of the tips and tricks and hopefully win some extra games just because you have that extra knowledge. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Until next time.